So looking about where the fleet are now, Denny is back here with the Daggerboard boats. These guys are heading south, hoping to line up with the next low pressure to bring them around and into the Southern Ocean. Pip Hare is in this middle group, and they've been struggling with this high pressure here, giving them some lighter winds, and that's what she managed to do her housekeeping in. And at the front of the fleet, we've got these guys that are pushing ahead round the Cape of Good Hope. And it's these guys that are heading now south towards the ice gate to stay in the stronger pressure, because just above them is a high pressure, which is going to slow them down if they come up. So that's where they're heading now. Looking also then at the Agulhas current, this is what's causing the disturbance in the sea state, the uncomfortable side. We've got decent breeze, but it's against this current that's wiggling around. And we can see the route that these front runners have taken, and they're all on this jibe heading towards the ice gate before then they make a decision about how they position themselves later on. Looking at a little animation of this, we can see the boats coming down, and we can see their multiple jibes across the ice gate. Now, the reason they're staying south is because that allows them to be the shortest distance, but it's all about the positioning for what's coming up. And Wednesday, Thursday next week will be critical in the decision and the planning. Now, somebody that's been frustrated with the weather is Boris Herman, and I think he has been so brave to actually share how he's really feeling with us.
Sitting inside the boat becomes difficult, like looking at the screen, looking at the tracker. Such a beautiful preparation, a new boat prepared for 4 years. The others go at 20 knots, and here we are. It makes me a bit sad. I wish I could cry sometimes. But most of the time I deal with that emotion quite well, and I she's a positive. See, I'm here with a good boat, and I'm doing what I need to do this way. And I can't change the position I am in. This is the weather at this position.
So just thinking then about sharing your vulnerabilities, it's quite honest and authentic of Boris to do that. Looking at the ice gate, in previous editions, we've had gates. Back in 2008, when I did it, we had a gate. And what we would do is we would come north of the gate to meet the rule, and then we'd dive south again to sail the shortest route. As you can imagine, that wasn't the safest option, and it made monitoring where the ice was really difficult. So what we do now is we have a whole complete zone with lots of waypoints joined up that forms a barrier. And so the boats come as far south as they can to the gate, and then they jibe to make sure they don't impact the barrier. If they go beyond that barrier, they get a penalty. Now, you put a safety margin in because jibing doesn't always go to plan when they want to make it happen in the big waves of the south. So you have the barrier that's the absolute, and then you put a little bit of safety in to allow you to give yourself time to jibe, minimizing the distance, but obviously every jibe is really energy sapping and slows the boat down. So you really have to think about that.